upside down. Get rid of the big stuff. Oh my god, it's working. Okay. So I decided to do a recording for this blog post because words are tedious. So, I have here with me my very best friend. We're celebrating our 10-year friend anniversary. This is Alyssa.
Hello.
Okay, cool.
That's it. We're done.
Yeah, we're done. We're done. Okay, sorry. We're dealing with some. We're doing a clip show today because GarageBand is being a little freaky. But anyway, Alyssa's my biffle, and we became friends in middle school, and then continued to be friends through high school, and we are currently friends. It's great to be friends. But Alyssa smokes, and that's been really interesting, an interesting part of our friendship, because when we were younger, when she first started smoking, I was like, what? And that's kind of how I started getting into tobacco control stuff, because I was like, yo, like my friend started smoking and now she's staying out with smokers and not hanging out with me. What's going on here? But we obviously got over that rough patch. We worked it out. But since Alyssa's here visiting from Vermont, I thought that we would do a little interview and talk about smoking. And obviously, it's important to have smokers talk about smoking, not just non-smokers talking about smoking, because smokers are the ones smoking. So we kind of pre-conversed about this, and I was saying how I wanted to ask her, like, I guess first and foremost, like, what she thought might keep kids from starting to smoke. And you had some really interesting points about that. So I'm going to shut up. Take her away, Alyssa.
All right. So I think no matter what, kids are going to feel like they're invincible, and no matter what they see or hear, they're just going to think it's never going to happen to them. But one of the things that has happened to me that has affected me and touched me the most is having people who have been affected by smoking basically beg me to quit because they don't want to see me end up like they are. I work as a nursing assistant, and I have taken care of people with severe COPD, and they are on oxygen tanks for the rest of their lives, which isn't very long. And I have had a woman approach me when I was a waitress telling me that her husband has lung cancer, and almost put me in tears because of her story of what they've been through and how she wants me to quit. And I think it is very effective to see the consequences in front of you instead of hearing about them.
And you think that if you had heard those stories and had those people talk to you before you started smoking, do you think it would have prevented you from starting?
Yes.
So how did you start smoking?
I started smoking when I was 14, my freshman year of high school. I was dating a guy that was 2 years older than me, and he would have me steal my mother's cigarettes for him. And
he sounds like I just want to just say he sounds like a really great guy.
Yes, he had a red mohawk also, which I thought was pretty awesome at the time.
Always attractive. It's like, that really does it for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he would have me steal my mom's cigarettes, and he would smoke them in front of me. And he broke up with me, and I was devastated because it was my first boyfriend. So I stole one of my mom's cigarettes and was like, all right, well, I'll show you who's boss. And I started smoking myself, and
it's interesting how that stuff works.
Yes.
We were talking before about, that twisted logic, how, I'm going to do this to hurt you, but not realizing, it's really only hurting yourself. And, I mean, I guess that's just how brains are. That's why you don't see many, 40-year-olds joining the army because they're not impulsive. They're, thinking ahead. Their brains are fully developed. And, 18-year-olds, their brains literally has a few years to go.
Yes.
That's why, like, younger people start smoking, but it's like 90% start before they're, before they're 21 and before they're 18. Like, is there any way around that, though?
I don't think so. And, I mean, like I told you earlier, growing up with two parents that smoke, being around that all my life, I'd never thought about it until I was either mad or upset. And, yeah.
Was it like... So when you were mad or upset, what were you looking for that you found in cigarettes?
I was originally looking for, I don't know if I would call it revenge, but I just felt like I wasn't, he thought I wasn't good enough, I wasn't cool enough or whatever. So I tried stepping it up and eventually got myself addicted, and I wasn't really, I don't know what I was thinking. I was 14 and stupid.
No, weren't we all? How long did it take you to get addicted, actually? Because I don't know if I've ever asked you that, and it was kind of unclear at the time, like at what point.
It was not the first cigarette, actually. I kept doing it until he found out, and the fact that he got pissed when he found out I started smoking made me smoke more.
Great.
Yes, because I liked it. That's what I wanted, is for him to get mad, so I liked it, so I kept doing it.
You have something in your hair, sorry.
Oh, thank you so much.
Wait, I got it. No, I got it. Wait, I have it, but it's not tangled, it's just confused. I got it.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're good. God, that's so shitty.
Yeah.
So he didn't pressure you? Like, did he offer you cigarettes?
He offered me one, and I said no.
Really?
And then, I didn't try one until...
What kind of an asshole does that?
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm having a lot of fun with this addiction. You on in? God. He was stupid.
Yeah, I'd say it took 6 months at the most, between 3 and 6 months, to actually become addicted. And it got to the point where I would steal my parents' cigarette butts out of the ashtray.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah. My friend, this is kind of random, but my friend was telling me that his grandmother she died, but she had COPD. Or is COPD the same as emphysema? Are they is it like one kind of the other?
It's different.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think she had emphysema. She used to try to, because she couldn't smoke, so nobody would give her cigarettes, so she used to pick cigarette butts out of the trash. Because she was that addicted. Like, she was so addicted. She couldn't stop.
Yeah.
But yeah. But, so then, like how many, were you smoking every day for that 6 months? Or did it kind of, like, you work your way up as, like, once a week, or, like?
At first, it wasn't every day, because I was scared I was going to get caught stealing the cigarettes. And then it became more over time. And once I became addicted, it was every day.
And a lot of what we talk about in, like, tobacco control is the role of the tobacco industry. Because obviously, if there was no tobacco industry, there would be no tobacco. Because if there was nobody lobbying in government, it would just be fucking illegal immediately. Like, obviously. So, do you notice any tobacco industry influence on, like, 14-year-old Alyssa? Like, was it obvious, or was it, like, really subtle and you're not quite sure? Like,
I think it was really subtle and I wasn't quite sure. As I got older, I'm kind of going off track right now. But one of the things that really caught my attention with cigarettes is once I was about 16, the Camel Crush, where it's regular and then you crush the menthol
I remember
ball.
you and Chris tried it and you decided you didn't like it, right? You thought it was gross?
I loved them for a while.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And then I moved on to different cigarettes, but that is the first thing that I was like, oh wow, that's really cool. And I liked it.
Yeah, those things, when those came out, everyone was like, are you kidding me? You're seriously going to tell me this isn't targeting kids?
Yeah.
And they were like, nope, not targeting kids. And you're like, you fucking kidding me.
And all it is a little Listerine ball in there. I've torn the filter apart and looked. It's a little Listerine ball. You just pop it, and all of a sudden the rest of your cigarette is menthol. So it's like convenience.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And it's literally like for a teenager that feels like they're not in control of their own life, you have control. In that cigarette, you have control if you want menthol, when you want menthol. It's the ultimate symbol of of control. It's really brilliant.
I thought it was awesome. But I did think they took it too far with the menthol ones with the Listerine ball in it, so it makes it even more menthol. I didn't like those ones.
Oh, that's a lot.
They were disgusting, yeah.
Well, so flavored cigarettes are banned for the most part, like candy flavored. They got rid of that shit. They were like, that was pretty hard to say that wasn't targeting kids. But menthol's that's the last flavor that they're still fighting because tobacco companies insist that it's not a flavor. Do you think it is? Like,
I honestly can't taste my cigarettes anymore.
Really?
I can't taste my cigarettes anymore.
Really?
I don't taste the menthol. The only difference I notice between regular cigarettes and menthols now is that regular cigarettes feel more harsh in my lungs.
Yeah.
I cannot taste the menthol anymore. But when I could taste it, it did. There was a taste to it. You could taste the mintiness, but menthol are also worse for you.
Right, because
there's more fiberglass in it, and the fiberglass goes into your lungs. It cuts your lungs. It makes your throat and your lungs bleed longer because when you smoke cigarettes, it makes your lungs bleed. The menthol makes them bleed longer.
That's true. Yeah, because it opens things up.
Because there's more fiberglass.
And then also because it's less harsh, people breathe it in deeper and they get the more nicotine.
And a lot of people smoke menthol when they're sick, if they have a sore throat, because the mintiness kind of eases the sore throat.
I never thought of that.
My dad bums menthols off me when he's sick because it helps his throat.
Huh. That's like something that like only smokers would know. That's really, because I feel like what like the whole tobacco control thing is missing is like smokers' input, and they'll be so easy to get.
Yeah.
Like 70% of smokers want to quit. Like almost everyone would be willing to help, you know. And I guess you know, with the FTA commercials, with those people, like the woman like talking through the, what's it called?
Voice box.
The voice box, yeah, and like tips from former smokers. That's what it's called. I guess that's part of it.
Yeah. Those commercials, I definitely think they have the right idea with those because it's terrifying to think of that. But it's definitely a possibility that it could happen to you. Because I've been smoking. I started when I was 14. I'm now 22. And what is that? 10 years?
8
years?
I think so, because we were friends when we were 12.
Yeah, it's 8 years. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So within 8 years, I have noticed a lot of differences. I can't taste my cigarettes anymore. I haven't really noticed the difference with food, but I've been told when you quit smoking, food tastes way different. It tastes way better.
Oh, yeah, that's something.
I can't, like if I go sledding, when I get to the bottom of the hill, I'm out of breath from sitting and going down a hill, you know? So I've noticed a lot of health effects already. I cough a lot. 8 years of smoking, and I cough more every time.
I think, okay, it's getting close to 10 o'clock, and I have to be a good student and post this, but the last thing I want to ask you, I guess real quick, is have you seen those truth commercials on like MTV?
Yes.
And it's like all cool, and it's like truth, and it like will be like the tobacco company said this, and like.
Yes.
I guess if you're like familiar with those commercials, like, do you think those are effective?
No.
Why?
Because you need to see it. Hearing it isn't going to do anything. It's going to go in one ear and out the other ear. Seeing it is a completely different thing, and having someone that's been affected by it talk to you about it is probably the most effective thing, I would say.
Cool. Okay, I really wanted to know that from your perspective because I have an opinion on that campaign, and I've talked to people who run the campaign, and they have a very similar opinion, and it's kind of similar to yours. Yeah, cool. Okay, so I have to post this, and I feel like we could definitely keep going, but procrastination. So gotta go. All right. 15 minutes is long. That's fine. Nobody wants to do anything more than that. People don't have an attention span anyway.
No.
Okay. So I love you, and I can't wait to keep being best friends and to play Cards Against Humanity in a few minutes.
I know, I'm gonna kick your ass at it.
No, literally, I
so
always
good
lose.
at it.
I always lose. I think I'm funny. I think my
are.
cards are funny, but for some reason people
sometimes
don't.
you just get the wrong cards. Sometimes
I
you just
have
get
had bad
you
luck.
just get a bad hand,
Yeah,
and you just gotta.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, cool. All right, so yeah. All right. See you in class. See you currently, because I'm looking at you, Alyssa.
Yeah, you're beautiful.
Thank you. I love you.
I love you too.
Okay, bye. All right. See you later. Happy Sunday.